With Etienne Krug, who's the director of the World Health Organization's Department for Management of Non-Communicable Diseases. Thank you so much for joining us here on France 24, sir. Now, one of the reasons given for these high numbers is that many poorer nations are lagging behind, certainly when it comes to road safety. Can you try and paint a clearer image for us of what that looks like?
Well, what we're seeing is rapid development all over Africa, Latin America, Asia. New roads are being built, new cars are taking the road, new drivers. And unfortunately, this is not matched with the necessary safety measures. So if you have a village with a dirt road where cars couldn't drive faster than 20 kilometers per hour and kids could play and walk safely alongside, suddenly crossed by a tarmac road where cars can drive 100 kilometers per hour and nothing is done in terms of safety. That's when we see huge disasters. We see road traffic crashes have now become the leading cause of death in the world for young children 5 to 14 and young adults 15 to 29.
Absolutely, and that's very surprising. But I think our viewers would also be surprised to hear that despite the increase in the overall number of deaths, the rate of death compared to the actual growing number of people and cars in the world has actually stabilized over the recent years.
Yes, countries are taking efforts because we know exactly what needs to be done. Countries like Sweden, the Netherlands, the UK have managed to get their road traffic death rates down dramatically. Their rates are now 10 times lower than some of the countries with the highest rates. It's a question of having good laws and enforce them on drink driving, speed, motorcycle helmet use, seatbelt use, good infrastructure, particularly making sure that people can walk and cycle safely, and better quality of vehicles. And all of that then, of course, accompanied with also better trauma care. So it's possible. We know what needs to be done. What we want to see is real political commitment to tackle this issue.
And do you think there is political commitment? Because you've even previously said that there's no excuse because we do have these solutions at hand.
There is no excuse, and all governments of the world, all heads of state have committed to a 50% reduction over 5 years in the Sustainable Development Goals. There's a commitment that has been made. We know what needs to be done, but it's not happening. Today, we've seen in the new report from the World Health Organization that 1/3 of countries actually have seen a reduction, which is good, but 2/3 are seeing an increase in their number of deaths. 0 low-income country has seen a decrease, however, so that's where we have to really put our efforts now.
Etienne Krug of the World Health Organization with that report. Thank you so much for speaking to us here on France 24.